Welcome to the Better You Leadership Podcast. I am your host, Angela M. Odom. This is your space to grow your skills and leadership capacity. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, come on in, come on in, come on in. This is the live recording of the Better You Leadership Podcast. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We're going to start at noon Eastern time. Every Tuesday at noon, we're here discussing leadership topics for women in positions of supervisory and managerial positions, right? Women who are leading, women who are getting the work done. And so today's topic is really good. Oh, okay, Carrie, you said hello from cold and white Minnesota. I bet it is. I bet it is. So we're going to start here at noon. Just want to log on just a couple of minutes early to let you all get settled and should probably get something to write with. We're going to do the live recording of the Better You Leadership Podcast. The Better You Leadership Podcast. We're going to do the live recording here, and we are excited. We're excited. We're excited. We're excited. We're going to start here in a minute. So come on in, and of course, welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're going to go ahead and get ourselves together. You got something to, I like pen and paper, right? I actually like pen and paper instead of the devices. That's just me. So welcome, 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 and come on in. We are starting here in just a few minutes. Of course, we are doing a live recording of the Better You Leadership Podcast. And we wanted to do it live in front of you. And of course, we'll upload it on every place you can hear and listen to podcasts. And so we're trying something new, which I think is a beautiful thing to try something new. Otherwise, how do you know if it's going to work, right? So that's what we're doing today. So it is noon, and welcome to the Better You Leadership Podcast, right? So my name is Angela Odom, and I'm a life and leadership coach, founder of the Better You Project brand, and I teach women how to lead themselves, others, and processes. Today's topic is it's really good. I'm kind of excited myself, right? Hey, Julie. Hey, Carrie. I am excited for both of you all to be here. I know Carrie says it's cold in Minnesota, and then okay. Julie says, greetings from North Carolina. Oh, you're at school today on the campus. Okay. Taking care of the of our great minds. We appreciate that. We appreciate that a whole lot. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The topic is three investments. Let me just say, three investments our vice president and our first lady makes, right? Three investments. I really love the fact that we have powerful women. You know, guess what? They are most likely the two most visible women on the planet right now, right? They're most likely the two most visible women on the planet. And I'm excited for them. I was just curious, really just intrigued about the both of them. I'm inspired really by the ease in which powerful women show up in their workspaces and, other spaces also. It's as if they have the script that most of us are struggling to read and to follow. Like they have the script, like they have some kind of, this is what we do to be successful. Of course, we know that the number one strategy for success is showing up, right? And so I want to first just start hearing from Carrie and from Julie and for everybody else. Now, if you're watching this live, then welcome to the Better You Leadership Podcast. And of course, if it's on replay, we want to hear your comments, or see them rather in the chat. Just put your comments there. But for Carrie and for Julie, right? Since I see you right here and you're making comments, what do you think? What is your thoughts on the script that they must have, like in their head, What do you think the investments they are making? That's the name of the show today. That's the name of the show today. Three investments our vice president and our first lady make. What do you think? What comes to mind? What types of investments do you believe they make? Our vice president and our first lady. This is really historic on so many levels for both of them, right? For both of them. And so I'm watching the chat, and if there's any investments in particular you think they make, then please share those below. So that's what we're talking about today. So in light of the historic Biden-Harris administration, let's just take a deep dive into two powerful women, right? Two amazing women who will represent us on, not only the national stage, but the world stage. So Vice President Kamala Harris is an American politician, an attorney, and she is the Vice President of the United States, beginning on January 20th of 2021. And she is the United States' first female vice president, the highest ranking female elected official in the U.S. history, and the first African American and first Asian American vice president. She's 55 years old. Like we're like in the same age range, right? How cool is that? She's a daughter of immigrants. Her father is Jamaican and her mother is Indian. And she's been, doing this public servant game for decades. She was a district attorney of San Francisco and the attorney general of California before becoming a California senator in 2017. Of course, she had to resign that position, right? Because she's got big things going on right now. I do have her memoir she wrote in 2019, The Truth We Hold. And it's basically talking about her different leadership styles. And she talks about sweating the small stuff and embracing the mundane. And I think her take on that is that's what creates big change, right? And so, and as an aside, let me just step back. What I noticed is most of the men and women in powerful positions, what they do is they write a book and they actually describe their philosophy, the things that's important to them, their background. So this is in line with what other powerful people, men and women, do from all different backgrounds. And the book is actually interesting. I enjoyed reading it. And then there's Dr. Jill Biden, right? I love the fact that just recently, if you keep up with any news, right? I was watching the news and watching, all of different social media platforms when some guy, right, wrote an op-ed and wanted her to drop Dr. Dr. from her name. Now that she is, the first lady married to the president of the United States. And I just love the fact that she really didn't respond. She allowed her network to respond on her behalf, right? So here I am cheering for her, like, who is this joker, right? That's what I said. Who is this joker? Got to tell her what to call herself. Shut up. She is Dr. Jill Biden. I love that. I love it. So she's an American educator who was the second lady of the United States from 2009 to 2017 when Joseph R. Biden, right, the president, when he was the president, serving as the 44th president, Barack Obama's vice president. She was the second lady of the United States. Now she's the first, baby. I love it. So she's her husband, of course, taking an oath of office on January 20th, 2021, and she'll become the first spouse since Barbara Bush to hold a position of both second lady and first lady, and we'll be the first spouse since Pat Nixon to hold them non-consecutively. And she's also the first ever Italian American. Everybody want to put that "this is what I am, American" in front of their thing. It labels them, right? It's kind of funny to me. We're all humans. Anyway, so she's reiterated plans that she will continue to teach And if you know anything about Angela Odom, you know that I have an affinity, a deep affinity for educators and teachers. And so I'm very proud of the fact that she will at least maintain some kind of rhythm as she continues, in the public spotlight. So this will make her the first um, first wife of a sitting U.S. president to hold a paying job outside of the White House. That just makes me chuckle. It just makes me chuckle. And let's see. So Carrie says, I think they both invest in every ounce of heart, HEART energy to get this mess cleared up. Woo-hoo! All right, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, I believe they are. I believe they are doing their level-headed best to support really the president. Both of them are supporting the president, and both of them can stand on their own in supporting themselves and their own dreams and goals, which is so amazing to me. So Julie says, trust. Oh, they're investing in trust, restoration of trust in our government, integrity in the United States. Walk it like you talk it. You're going to make me start dancing over here. Walk it like you talk it. Walk it like you talk it. Their walk matches the talk. Listening and making a decision that is beneficial for all people, not a certain class, race, etc. of people. Okay, I love that. I love that. All right, we already know who we're dealing with over here. Let me just stop and say, I love the company I keep. The company I keep here within the Better You community, women who are free thinkers, right? So there you go. So that's who we're talking about today. The question is 3 investments our vice president and our first lady makes, right? And both our listeners are providing comments, and we're engaging on that. So what investment are they making? And it's a powerful question, because really the answer you give, sometimes when you give the answer, you're simply projecting, because that's the investment you make. That's how you see it, because you see it in yourself. Woo! And so fall all the way back. And so if there was someone listening and said, well, they're not making any investment, careful, you might be projecting. Make sense? You might be projecting, right? And so this is, for us, let's just talk about my observation. What just leads me to believe that both of these powerful women have made 3 critical investments. And of course, my name is Angela Odom, and I'm a life and leadership coach, founder of the Better You project brand. I teach women how to lead themselves, others, in processes. And if you have been around the Better You community for any given time, then you already know the 3 investments, and that is in their mindset, their skill set, and their network. Those are the investments I have observed them making, right? And of course, people are looking at them very critically. And I just love the fact that their mindset, as defined, is mental attitude or inclination. It's a mental attitude or inclination. And then, of course, the skill set, as defined, is a collection of skills and abilities that can be applied to a professional or creative endeavor. And then, of course, a network. We're not talking about, computer networks. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a network as defined as usually informally interconnected group or association of persons, such as friends or professional colleagues, right? So I believe those are the 3 investments that they have made to get them to where they are. Of course, I got those definitions from Merriam-Webster. So for our vice president and our first lady, look at the mindset, right? When I look at their mindset for both of them, it appears to be growth as opposed to fixed, as defined by psychologist Carol Dweck, and that's Dweck. Both are very accomplished, and they both have demonstrated by the decision they made that they are okay with going against, convention, right? Like their mindset, it's like they have a script that is, this is what I want to do. I can do it. So what if I fail or don't do it perfectly? They grow from the situation, right? Their mindset is one of growth. That's what I see them uh, investing in. And so I don't know what your take on that is, but that's what I see. I see them both as, um, just by the fact that, Dr. Biden, I love saying it, Dr. Jill Biden. I love it. I love saying it, just by the fact that she has, progressed through her educational pursuits, right? And so we know that was difficult, as far as managing her time and how she could do being married with kids and all these things, and her husband being in the spotlight for what he's doing, and she's still staying focused on maintaining her career aspirations. And then all the critics, my God, just their mindsets on that of getting up every day and continuing to move forward. And oh, by the way, when we see them, on TV or somewhere else, guess what they're doing most of the time? The majority of the time, what I notice is they're smiling, right? And of course, the vice president, I mean, she like laughing out loud. She just like, this is my life. Oh my God, I love it. So yeah, their mindset is appears to be that of a growth mindset as opposed to fixed. Should probably read more on Carol Dweck, Dweck, that whole concept. We won't go into it here, right? And then the second investment is skill set. For the both of them, they appear both to have they be very strong in written and verbal communication. I mean, Dr. Biden teaches English, right? And of course, with the vice president being a former senator and a attorney general of California, and then of course a DA, their written and their verbal communication skills very effective, and of course they have very effective listening skills. And then they have both demonstrated confidence, assertiveness, and I love their charisma, right? Charisma, I love it. Their charisma skill sets, right? That's what we're talking about of the two of the three investments. So one being the mindset, skill set, and then network, the third investment. Both, for both of them, it appears that their network, who they surround themselves with, their circle, their environment, right, appears to be healthy and supportive relationships with their husbands. First of all, you just look at the fact that the vice president, is a female, and her husband is the first. He's the first male. What's that? What is he? Second? Not. He's like the second gentleman. He's like the first. He's the first gentleman. You say that. He's the first, second gentleman. And first of all, I'm gonna just tell you right now, the way that fellow looks at her, it's like whatever I need to do to support our family, our unit, then I'm gonna do it. And so they're networking. And then of course, I don't know when they were on the campaign trail with Jill Biden, Dr. Biden, someone was coming towards Joe Biden. They were on the stage, and she jumped in front of, like she was a Secret Service agent or something. She jumped in front of Joe Biden. She was like, "Hello, hold up, you're not gonna come at my husband like that." That was so. I was like, "Oh my God!" She's like, what, 69 or so? Whoa, that was amazing. She's still good, a strong, healthy runner, and all that kind of stuff, right? But anyway, the networks. That's the first thing I have noticed, right? Then there are close family members, there's children and stepchildren. There for Dr. Biden, the education community, Delaware community. And then of course, she is a part of the First Ladies Club, if there is some kind of club, with Michelle Obama. They worked very closely together, and they are, have some nonprofit together where they're helping folks. So that was pretty good. So their network, when you look at their network, sometimes we're doing things and we are not connected to other people. Someone might be 2 or 3 steps ahead of us, or someone might be equally have the same amount of energy, accomplishes or moving towards something. And then we want to, we want to be around, be surrounded by, or be influenced by, or be encouraged by people who are moving in a similar direction as we are. So their network. And so you might not have, husband, wife, close family ties, but guess what? Maybe you have a close church family, or maybe you have close associations and some other organization, or maybe you just on the you could be on like I'm all over Oprah and Michelle Obama, like the things that they put out, right? So I'm like, okay, let me just glean from them. They're in my network. They don't know I'm alive, but guess what? They're in my circle. so you have to do what you need to do to build up a strong, supportive, network. And so that's what I'm saying. So as your, as far as, my own take on this. Hey Mo, how you doing? It's my whole take on this, right? The three investments that our vice president and our first lady are making, mindset, skill set, and network. They're demonstrating it, and they are embarking on a journey that is going to cause them to be, looked at in all different ways, compared to, and they're going to need a very positive growth mindset. Their skill sets, I'm sure they will evolve based on the things they have right now. They're just going to get, need more different skill sets in these new roles, right? And then the network that's that they have is going to grow also. And so as your leadership coach, I just implore you to invest in your mindset, your skill set, and your network. That's what this is about, right? Initially asking you about, what do you see as far as their investments? We're projecting when we do that. And so when you step back, you just say, well, okay, what is it I need to, shore up? How's my thinking? Is it stinking thinking, or is it, okay, let me just, let me figure this thing out. And you don't have to figure it out alone, right? You make sure you have trusted people around you. Look at your own skill sets. So you might not have, ideas or plans to be the vice president or the president or the first lady or whatever it is. You might not have those plans or those goals, but whatever it is, if your plan, like my plan today is to go to Publix, right? I'm going to mask up here in a few minutes and I'm going out to the Publix, right? That's my biggest goal today. I'm going to go out to the Publix. I got my shopping list. I'm going to get in, get my items, and I'm going to get out of there. Now, yeah, I could have the food delivered, right? I could have the food delivered, but my God, it's isolated. We're in the middle of a pandemic. So I'm going to get in and get out. At least I can be around some people. I'm not going to have any conversations with them, but I'm going to be around some people. So that's my biggest goal today, is go to the Publix. So it doesn't have to be anything, huge. Have whatever your goals are, whatever your plans are, and what's your mindset about it? What is it? What are you investing? As far as what skills do you need, and also, what's that network look like? You need any help with that thing? Oh, okay, Carrie, I see you. You're masking up and heading for town. Okay, for supplies tomorrow. I know you don't do that often, so that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Okay, so that is where we are. Now, just in the comments, right? So you watching this live or listening to us live, or you are, listening to it on a replay. And so I'd like to know, as far as those three investments, right? Is there another one? So I say mindset, skill set, and I say, network, as far as what we're investing in, what our vice president and our first lady, arguably, right, the two most powerful women, most visible, powerful women anyway, two most visible, powerful women on the planet, That's what they're investing in. So I think it's okay for us to invest in those same things, right? And so I will invite you as we close out. I will invite you to join us on Saturday, right? For our women's 3-hour virtual live leadership intensive. It's via Zoom, and it's Saturday, January 23rd. Saturday, January 23rd of this one was going to start at 10 a.m. Eastern time. All the times are Eastern time. And then it'll end at 1. So 3 hours, right? And so we want to, just share with you, what we're doing. Because sometimes you're like, well, okay, I see you like every Tuesday. I hear you every Tuesday, but what's going on? What are we doing? So what we're going to do in this first hour, right? Let's just talk about it for a few minutes before we go. In that first hour, we're going to talk about leadership, right? And we will have an active discussion. And I think we're going to do an assessment. Let's start there for an assessment. Sometimes we're looking around at what type of skill sets we might have or need in a particular situation. So we're going to start with an assessment and start out with, what might be areas that you are, you are top notch on, and then some areas you might need to work on based on your own individual, situation. And then we'll go into the second hour and look into, what you're focusing on. You set your goal, and then we're going to walk you through my own strategy, organize, accountability, and relationships. It's a success framework. I'm going to walk you through that. You're going to identify what your own next step is. And then we'll go into the third hour. I'm going to do some live coaching, and we'll wrap up at that point, right? Because what you will have done over this 3-hour period is create your own plan, your own action plan, because we're moving into 2021 pretty quickly, and we want to have a plan for how we're going to move forward. And so that's what we're doing, and that's what I look forward to working with you on. Okay, Mo, I see you. I'm trying to get my life in order today. My calendar is my focus for the day. I need some order right now. I know you're going through some troubling times. I know that things are you're working through some things, and whatever you need to do, reach out. Reach out. And that's something, reach out. So you have a network, reach out. And so with that said, again, my name is Angela Odom. I'm a life and leadership coach, founder of the Better You Project brand. I teach women how to lead themselves, others, and processes. And I am always, isn't that something? I'm always rooting for you. Thanks for your time and attention today. Make sure you share this information with other women in supervisory and managerial positions, women, period, right? Women leaders. And what does that mean? We're all leaders. All right, y'all take care, and let's make sure that we, in our own way, whether you wish or pray or whatever you do, our leaders, right? Our vice president and our first lady, as well as their husbands, the president and the first, second gentleman of the United States. Let's wish them well, right? Let's wish them well. Let's wish all of them well. Let's wish them well. Let's pray for them. That's what we do, right? Y'all take care. May the good Lord continue to bless each one of you. Carrie, stay warm over there.